How can the Lord be angry if anger is considered one of the deadly sins?
Anger is like a guard dog placed to protect a house. If it attacks robbers, it is commendable. But if it starts attacking guests and passers-by, it becomes destructive. When God is angry, it is always righteous anger aimed at destroying evil and injustice. He seeks to restore order and truth. God's anger is an act of justice, not of destruction.
In the Gospel of Matthew, it is said that you drove out the merchants from the temple, overturned the tables of the money changers, and the benches of those selling doves, saying, "My house will be called the house of prayer, but you are making it a den of robbers." Why did you do that? Wasn't that also anger?
Well, imagine if someone started having a sale right in your living room. Even the most patient person would lose their temper. But on a serious note, I did it because the temple is a sacred place meant for prayer and communion with God. The merchants turned it into a marketplace, defiling the sanctuary. My anger at that moment was directed at restoring holiness and order. Sometimes, to revive truth and justice, decisive action is necessary. Anger for the sake of righteousness and holiness can be an act of love for what truly matters.
Jesus totally flipped out. Can an ordinary person flip out for the sake of reviving truth and justice? What does the Bible say about this?
Well, let's not encourage losing tempers among ordinary folks. It's important to remember that anger is a double-edged sword. The Bible says, "In your anger, do not sin." Ephesians 4:26. This means that anger itself is not always sinful, but it can easily become so if not controlled. If your anger is aimed at defending truth and justice, like a guard dog, it can be justified. However, if it gets out of control and harms the innocent, then it becomes sinful. It's important to distinguish between righteous anger aimed at correcting evil and destructive anger, driven by personal grievances and selfishness.
It's often difficult to distinguish righteous anger from selfishness. Is there a secret to it?
If you're angry because someone ate the last slice of pizza, that's definitely not righteous anger. Righteous anger always serves a greater good and justice.
And the last question. How can one find balance between anger and forgiveness?
Finding a balance between anger and forgiveness is not an easy task, but it is crucial for spiritual and emotional health. Here are 6 steps that can help in this process. Awareness and self-observation. Before reacting to anything, try to understand your emotions. Ask yourself questions like, why am I angry? What is my anger directed at? Awareness of your feelings is the first step to controlling them. Distinguishing righteous and selfish anger. Determine whether your anger is aimed at defending justice and truth or at satisfying personal grievances and selfishness. Righteous anger is directed at correcting evil and injustice, while selfish anger can be destructive. Practice forgiveness. Remember that forgiveness does not mean condoning evil or injustice. Forgiveness is about freeing yourself from the burden of resentment and negative emotions. Try to put yourself in the other person's shoes and understand their motives. This will help you be more tolerant and compassionate. Use anger constructively. Channel your anger into positive actions. Instead of destroying, create, fight for justice, help others, correct mistakes. Prayer and meditation. Find time for prayer or meditation. This will help you gain inner peace and wisdom for making the right decisions. Seeking support and advice. Do not hesitate to seek support from friends, family, or spiritual mentors. Sometimes an outside perspective can help you see the situation in a new light. If you follow these 6 steps and turn to God more often, you will find inner peace and harmony. Let faith and mindfulness guide you to a balance between anger and forgiveness, bringing light and love into your life.